Hello and welcome to the Candid Cashflow Podcast, episode 38. I'm your host, Ava Fales. Hey, cash flowers. So, this topic has been sitting in my podcast episodes list since January. If you're new around here, then you're probably trying to figure out why you should hang around. So let's cut to the chase. What are no-content books? To put it as simply as I can, no-content books are blank books like journals, diaries, guest books, logbooks, and sketchbooks. Allow me to blow your mind. As a self-publisher or someone who doesn't like writing but is interested in the self-publishing business model, you can create and publish no-content books using CreateSpace or KDP Print. As a side note, there are many other platforms where you can publish blank books as well, but I will focus on these two for now. Now, think about this. If you're sitting there thinking that in this era of all things digital and internet, who is sitting around writing in journals, I'm here to inform you, a lot of people, including myself. If you peruse any school/office supply aisle in any store from Walmart to Dollar General to the local supermarket, you will most likely find blank books. I'm not talking about composition and notebooks. I mean actual diaries and journals. Publishing books with no content is a huge and profitable industry that you can cash in on. If you'd like to find out how, stay tuned. Alright, so how do you publish books with no content? As with most things you endeavor to do online, there's a skill set involved here, and here's what you need to know. You need to know how to use Microsoft Word, how to perform keyword research on Amazon, how to create lines and other elements in a Word document, how to create PDFs, and how to create paperback book covers. If you just got really overwhelmed, I completely understand. All of these skills are ones that I've picked up over the last 10 years or so. I used Word prior to that, but for really simple things like writing papers for school. So it's completely okay to suddenly feel the need to go into the fetal position. However, I want you to know that once you have all of these skills down, there's no limit to what you can create and how much money you can make. So what kinds of books are no content books? Just in case your initial thought might have been journals, let me enlighten you. No and low content books also include the following: sketchbooks, blank sheet music, baby books, logbooks, guest books, notebooks, composition books, and pretty much whatever your mind can conceive. If you're really clever, you can niche down into things like comic sketchbooks or prayer journals. I'm going to go through each of the skills that I listed above and either tell you how to acquire that skill or refer you to where you can learn it. So number one, how to use Microsoft Word. Now this is a pretty basic and common skill these days. I would say a lot of people probably have a working knowledge of Word. If you find yourself at a loss for knowing how to use Word, grab the show notes or visit the corresponding blog post for a short video at heyoava.com/episode 38. I'll be providing video links for all of these. I understand and resonate with those of you who are financially challenged. That's usually why we want more cash flow, right? If you can't afford Microsoft Office, you have a few options. Number one, Microsoft Office 365 is a monthly subscription service that gives you access to the Microsoft Office suite. The personal account is only $6.99 a month or $69.99 for a year, and you get access to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, OneNote, Publisher, and Outlook. And the personal account for $6.99 is actually the one that I use personally. So, number two, LibreOffice. This is a free office suite that is compatible with Microsoft from the Document Foundation. I used LibreOffice for several years, but switched to the next option when they got kind of too ad-centric for me. Number three, and the third option, is OpenOffice. I believe OpenOffice runs on the same open source framework as LibreOffice, and it's also free and compatible with Microsoft Office. If you need help using any of this software, YouTube is really the best resource to learn it all for free. Also, worthy of note, there are many other online sellers who sell templates for no-content books that you can buy and use for your interiors. I would suggest that you do something to make these templates yours if you decide to use them. Perhaps add a custom header or footer of some sort. Change it up because there will be many people using these same templates. It's always best to create your own interiors if you can. Number two, how to perform keyword research on Amazon. There's a lot of content on the internet on this topic, and I found the best way to perform Amazon keyword research is to use Amazon itself. Some relevant other free tools besides Amazon itself are Sonar, Keyword Tool Dominator, and Keywords.io. A video tutorial is available on the blog and via the show notes at heyoava.com/episode 38. Also, learn more about Google Sheets and Google Docs, which are used in that tutorial, in episode 25 of the Candid Cashflow Podcast. Number three, how to create lines and other elements in a Word document. You may think you know how to draw lines in Microsoft Word. I thought I did as well. Newsflash, creating lined pages in Word doesn't include drawing them with the line tool or typing a bunch of underscores. If you don't know how to use tables to create lined pages, you're probably doing it wrong. Number four, how to create PDFs. This is probably the easiest part of the process when you're working with publishing books with no content. You want to upload a PDF file to your self-publishing platform because that will keep the elements on your page from moving around as you go through the self-publishing platform's conversion software. To create a PDF, you simply save the document you've created in your Office Suite software as a PDF. All of them have this capability. Number five, how to create paperback book covers. This is probably the hardest part. I encourage you to consider outsourcing this process if you don't have any graphics knowledge or experience. You can find some very cost-effective cover designers on Fiverr. There are many ways to go about creating a cover for your no-content books. Personally, I use Photoshop, but it's a paid app and with a steep learning curve. You can create paperback book covers one of three ways, absolutely free. You can use GIMP, which is a free Photoshop alternative. You can use the KDP Print Cover Creator, or you can use canva.com. Grab the show notes or visit the blog for videos detailing all three of these methods at heyoava.com/episode 38. There is a downside to no content books. You know, when something sounds too good to be true, you know, the cliche. If you're like me, when you first heard of this, it seemed too easy to publish books you didn't write. Writing is usually the most time-consuming portion of the self-publishing process. To be able to remove that element from the equation is a novel concept indeed, pun intended. Also, this opens up the business model of self-publishing to people who don't necessarily enjoy writing. Naturally, there are going to be some downsides to publishing no content books, as with everything available to you online. There's sort of a secondary set of skills that you'll need to actually see success. Firstly, there's a lot of competition. Since the skills you need fall under basic computer knowledge and outsourcing, it makes publishing books with no content a relatively simple and cheap business model to adopt. The competition is fierce. You're going to have to be creative, unique, and be able to provide a one-of-a-kind product to succeed. You'll also need a decent marketing plan. Secondly, if you don't know how to market your no or low content books, then they will end up in the deep well of Amazon oblivion. You must know how to optimize your listings so your books appear in the search results. Finally, there are a lot of rules you need to follow when self-publishing on Amazon. Don't put any nefarious tips into practice like keyword stuffing or review swapping. Any method for gaming the system may temporarily increase your sales, but it also puts your publishing account in jeopardy. In addition, I would suggest that you use your designs on other platforms. Amazon is trying to be the end-all be-all, but they aren't yet. There are a number of other places you can sell journals like Zazzle and Redbubble. Keep in mind, though, you can only use your cover designs. All of the interiors on these other platforms are just simple lined journals. If you're considering learning how to publish books with no content, there are many resources available to you. Be cautious. I would suggest sticking to free resources if you don't have a good handle on how to avoid being had online. And even if you do, my best recommendations are the following. Number one, and these are all on YouTube: Kelly Publish, Self-Publishing with Dell, and K Wheeler Books. These three channels are not only people from my own network, but they are genuinely interested in helping you make your no-content books a reality. So, what do you think about publishing no-content books? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode of the Candid Cashflow Podcast, please subscribe in your favorite listening app at heyoava.com/candidcashflow. Don't forget to grab the show notes for all the links and goodies at heyoava.com/episode 38. I release a new episode each Wednesday. Until next time, turning your passion into cash flow.